With sheets, one of the concepts that we want to focus in on is that one person should be able to do a fold for the sheets. You don't want to rely on having two people the way we did when we were kids, where we all spread out across. We really don't have time for that, and it's not very efficient. So we focus in on our flat sheet first, and you want to look for edges. Look for your ends. So these are the ends on one side of my sheet. I'm going to put those together, and I'm going to hold on to them as I move down the side, kind of trying to get to the middle, making sure all the pieces are together. I'm going to give myself some support here, but I'm not going to let go of my edge. I'm going to find my other ends. Now, I probably picked the one of the most challenging sets I could have chosen, because this is a king size set of sheets. I think in fairness, I should choose this because I am very tall. I have long arms, so I'm usually at an advantage when I'm talking about doing sheets. And it's nothing that you have to rush. You want to take your time and do these because it does take patience to get them together. Okay, so I pretty much have my edges together the way I want them. Make sure, if they're folded in, which they do, that you unfold them and just kind of shake it out to try to get your sheets flat as much as possible. Now I'm going to take my ends and I'm going to pull it together. Remember, our edges are already connected, so now I'm just finding the middle. And you're basically sliding your hand down the sheet. Now, I haven't touched any other part of the sheet. I've only been holding the edges, right, of the sheet and shaking things out on my table. And look at how that's coming together. Nice and flat. All right, I'm going to go back to my edges and pull that over. Now, we're not going all the way to the end when we make this first fold over. Part of the trick with getting sheets to look good is you want to have your nice edges. And so when you have edges that are not straight, just because of how the fabric has worn over time, we're going to make sure those are folded into the middle of the sheet. As you all know by now, I love midway folds. So folding to the middle, I want to take that edge that's not my perfectly straight edge and put it in the middle and kind of smooth things out a little bit. Now I'm going to take the other side and pull it to the end of that line. Look at how nice that looks. Now, this is a pretty long one. So I think what I can do is actually pull this all the way to the end. And then we have two rolls, and that's our king size sheet. Now, I said what I think I could do is pull it all the way to the end. Sometimes, with particularly some of the smaller ones, you may need to fold to the middle and then fold over, and it may come out a little longer. You can do that. You can do a double fold in the middle. Sometimes you can get this to work. Let's see what happens. And you can fold it that way as well. But what you want to make sure is that you're getting to a nice, smooth package, a sheet that we can actually package and put together. And sometimes you have to go back and kind of see if the folds are working out exactly the way you want them to. But I'm really happy with this one, so I'm going to just leave it like that. Now we're going to move to everyone's favorite sheet to do, the fitted sheet. I'm just joking. Nobody loves doing fitted sheets. But I will tell you, I really get into a rhythm when I'm doing sheets. And if I have an order like from a massage therapist or a chiropractor and I get to do a lot of sheets, it becomes another one of my Zen moments. So what you want to do with your fitted sheets, the trick is to find your corners. So these are the corners that are the ones that are going to be on the bed itself, those are actually sewn into the sheet. So find your corners. So you should have 4 corners. I'm going to take those corners and then the one from this end, and it doesn't matter, just long as they're on the same side, doesn't matter which, if it's the short end or the long end. What I'm doing is I've got the first corner, I've got the one from the bottom of this particular fold, and I am holding it at the tip, and I'm sticking that edge of that corner into this corner. You see that? Now I'm going to go to the other end, find my 2 corners that are on this end of the sheet. So here's that one. I'm going to hold on to it, and then I'm going to stick it into the other corner. Now I have this going on where both of the bottom corners are in the top corners of the sheet. And I'm going to shake it out, try to get it to where it's pretty smooth. You're going to have gathers, so that's about the best we're going to be able to do with that. Now, I always think it's easier if you just grab those corners again with your fingers, just pinch them together, and then now you're going to put all 4 corners together. Look at that. Those are all 4 corners right there. Now I'm going to start straightening my sheets. You can use this method of kind of jiggling your sheet before you start to lay it flat. Now, don't frustrate yourself with trying to get it to be completely flat. It's not going to be. You have elastic in your ends and it's all gathered. But what we're doing is we're just getting it to the point where that's one end, here's my other end, that's as flat as it's gonna be there. And then I have kind of my straight edge in. And those are pretty much together very well. All right, you know me, I'm gonna fold that first edge to the middle. And I'm gonna fold over my outside edge. This is a pretty big one because we're dealing with king size sheets on this one. So I like to take my fat end, that's the one that has all the gathering, and fold it and leave enough space in the middle for that fold. So don't put both of those ends together because it's just going to bunch up, which I think is a problem a lot of people run into. So I gave myself enough space for that fold to where it's not all bunched together. And now I have a folded fitted sheet. How about that? Here's an example of a pillowcase. These are pretty simple. Big thing is to get it nice and flat. Best you can, do a middle fold that direction, and then to the edge, fold the long end to the top edge, and try to have that decorative, and then again, fold it again, and you have your decorative end on the outside. And that's an example of a pillowcase. Pretty straightforward.